Hello everyone, today I'll be talking to you about Fireworks by Claude Debussy, which is in Prelude, the second book of preludes that Debussy composed. So first I'll talk about Claude Debussy. Claude Debussy was born in France in 1862 and he passed away in 1918. He was one of the most significant figures in the development of the 20th century European music, and he studied at the Paris Conservatory. He also won the Prix de Rome, which got him some fame. The piece that got him most famous was probably the Prelude of the Afternoon Form, which many people enjoyed. Debussy's composing style, some people say it has a affinity between French genres such as Impressionist, even though he did not like it. But people say if he's heard his music, you think of Monet's painting or like Van Gogh's paintings, even though he did not like that. He really much preferred the symbolic poets instead, because symbolic poetry is subtle and suggestive and concise, and it understands and it has free lyrical approach to meter, so it's not restricted. So that's why he felt more related to the symbolic poets instead of the Impressionist music. Another great Impressionist composer was Maurice Ravel, and who was also French, and his teacher was Gabriel Fauré. Some really big figures of symbolic poets, for example, Rimbaud and Mallar, which they were really famous. And so some characteristics of Debussy's piano music style can be using the modal scales instead of normal scales, also using whole tone and pentatonic scales. He also sustained the pedal a lot, like to create this blurry vision, a bit like Impressionist, but that's why some people call him Impressionist, even though he didn't like it. But to me, it sort of still sounds like Impressionist. I think, but a few years later on, I think he got used to Impressionist. So yeah. He also used a lot of unrelated juxtapositions with a lot of unrelated triads, and also the absence of any strong feelings in dominant or tonic cadences. So a lot of them were dissonant while not dissonant. It's a bit hard to explain. Yeah. So regarding the music, so Debussy composed two sets of preludes. The first one, Book 1 and Book 2. So an interesting feature about them is Book 2, for example, if you take a look. Where is it? Fireworks, you can see it's 3 lines. Every single line is 3 lines. Whereas, for example, let me find Book 1. It's just normal, it's just 2 lines. So I think Debussy was getting to know the piano way better, and then he found the different voices of each section of the piano, and the bass and the middle and the top. Yeah. So for Fireworks, my piece called Fireworks, it was based on the French National Day, and the night before they will have fireworks. That's why it's called Fireworks. And also that's also the reason why at the end you can hear it. That's part of the French national anthem, one segment of the French national anthem. So yeah, it's just fireworks. You can add the main the most explosive bit in the piece, more like fireworks, like this bit. It's like fireworks, I'm going crazy a bit. You can see the fireworks in the sky everywhere. Yeah, so it was a pretty sight to behold. Yeah. This piece doesn't really have a form and also doesn't really have a key. So which it's because it's in a modal scale or do re, and it's a bit free. It's free form, I would say. The form, as there's no following sequence. Yeah, there's so this is A. It doesn't return back to that. So yeah, it might be binary, but it might be just free form. Maybe no form at all. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed today, and I hope you see you in the next video.